It's October 17th. We're going to do our first Kawhi Leonard story and see how many of these we do during the course of the year. He is, according to Clippers assistant coach Brian Shaw, has not participated in any on-court work yet with the team. Is this a concern?
Yeah, it's a concern just knowing his history, knowing his injuries that he's had, that he's sustained with the departure of Paul George, too. A lot of the onus is on Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, so they're going to have to carry a much more load now without Paul George there. And so the fact that he's not doing any contact, he's not playing 5-on-5, he's not doing anything on the court, that is definitely just, it's very concerning going in, like we've always talked about, going into this new stadium, going into this, this new season. There should be aspirations of championships and contending. And with Paul George leaving and now him not being on the floor and missing training camp, it's just kind of delaying his time getting back. Now, hearing this, I'd be surprised if he's ready for their first game of the season. So
I mean,
this is definitely not a good sign, just knowing everything Kawhi's also went through injury-wise.
With that being said, though, the Clippers have a lot of experience with Kawhi missing games due to injuries, right? So if I'm them, if I'm a Terrence Mann that just got a new deal, or I'm a Norm Powell, this is an opportunity for me to shine. They got to have next man up mentality. Kawhi will be back when he's back. But other than that, hey, listen, we're pros too, and we can get this job done. Obviously, those are some big shoes to fill, but they should be excited about the opportunity to play extended minutes, to play in bigger roles, and still give this team a chance to win a lot of basketball games.
Here's the thing, Lou, and I'm curious to see what you think. Because of all the trades and all the things they've done in the last years, they don't really own a first-round draft pick until 2030, which doesn't bode well if you're dealing with a Kawhi Leonard, an aging Kawhi Leonard who still has all of these injury issues. Are we looking at a situation where the Los Angeles Clippers, brand new building, richest owner in sports, could be a bottom-tier team in sports?
I don't see that happening. You still got a capable all-star in James Harden. Call him old, aged, whatever or not, he's still a bona fide star in this league. James Harden is going to win you a lot of basketball games. And like you said, you have a guy like a Terrence Mann, a Zubac, Norman Powell. These are some guys that are in unique positions in their career where they're right there on the cusp of being from a young guy to a veteran. It's time for them to show that veteran leadership. They got to step up, and they're going to win a lot of basketball games, and especially in that new building. You can't start that building off with bad vibes in a rebuild. You got to get that thing back on track. That's somewhere that the Clippers want to call home. They want to establish themselves as a real resident of the Los Angeles sports scene. That's not the way to do it. So if I'm them, I'm giving myself a best shot I can at trying to go out and win as many games as I can with the group that I have.
And I love their signing of Derrick Jones. If he can do anything close to what he did last year for Dallas, he'll be a valuable piece for that. And they also have a lot of guys kind of on their last chance. They have a guy like Kai Jones. They have a guy like Kevin Porter. They have a guy like Chris Dunn. They have a lot of guys like that they've signed that need to have a great season to pretty much stick around in the NBA. So a lot of these guys are going to get an opportunity this year, especially if Kawhi's going to be in and out with James Harden's age. So there's going to be reps. There's going to be opportunities. So can those guys take advantage of it? Can Norman Powell continue to be solid? And can Terrence Mann take that jump that Lou's talking about? Because they're going to get the opportunity.
I like all that, but that does not mean they're not going to be a bottom-tier team.
They're not going to be good.
They're so far from the bottom right now.
Yeah, they're not the bottom. They're not the bottom, but they're not the top.
Okay, so they're going to be better than Portland.
For sure better than Portland.
I'm not going to do the list. That's just rude. No, I'm saying, but I'm looking long-term,
It's tough
too.
because, to me, looking last year, if you go back and watch everything we said, we thought they were going to re-sign Paul George. We thought they were going to be a top home court advantage team in this new arena. So it is weird to look at the place they are now from 4 or 5 months ago to where we thought they'd be. So, yeah, I think this team, to have championship aspirations this season, I think is a little bit fraudulent. But, again, they have enough talent to win games. It's LA too. Free agency, trade market. They're always going to be an option for good players to go there. So there's teams in a lot worse shape.
And you might see a more balanced Clippers team anyways. Paul George moves on, Russell Westbrook moves on. Now you have Kawhi dealing with injuries. You got James Harden there, and now you have other guys who are used to being in certain role player positions. You know what I'm saying? So now that they get an opportunity to step up, you might see a more balanced attack from this Clippers team.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll talk some more basketball on the other side when we are joined